What's up, everybody? My name is Archeagus, and today I am bringing you a Let's Play review of The Movies. This is a game released in 2005 by Lionhead Studios, one of Peter Molyneux's legendary game companies. Now, say what you want to about the man today, but from the late 80s to the early 2000s, Molyneux was highly regarded as a revolutionary game designer, and his games were unconventional for the time and wildly popular. From the first God Sim Populous, to the first Evil Lair tower defense game, Dungeon Keeper, to his refined God Sim with AI, Titan, and follower mechanics in black and white, to his world-shaping, kingdom-building action-adventure RPGs in the original Fable titles. Molyneux either directly pioneered or otherwise inspired many of the genres we play today. Along similar lines to his theme series, The Movies was one of the first tycoon games released at a time when gaming was still being elevated from its then childhood toy status to the multi-demographic, multi-genre, multi-billion-dollar industry that it's become today. And I believe if back then the internet had been as widely adopted and influential like it is today, this game would have been significantly more successful than it turned out to be. But because it was such a niche game and it didn't quite see the same level of success as Molyneux's other games, it was largely forgotten by all but its most loyal fans. So today I want to take a look at the game and see how it holds up in 2024, nearly 20 years since it was originally released. Anyone who has played this game has regarded the graphics and UI as ahead of their time, so I'm hoping the game is still as accessible and fun to a modern audience as it was for the people that played it back in 2005. Now, if you like what you see and you would like to play the game yourself, well, it's complicated. The game is no longer supported or formally available from any retailer online or otherwise. At most, you might be able to buy the game as a physical CD from a secondhand retailer, but otherwise you may have better luck finding it online as abandonware. Full disclosure, I do own this game, but my hard copies are long since packed away in storage somewhere in Texas, and I've since moved and now live in Taiwan. So today I am playing a downloaded version from the My Abandonware website. Now, I'm not endorsing or recommending you do the same, and I cannot guarantee the security or safety of any content from such a site. This could also be compounded by the legality of distributing software from such a site in your territory. So if you do wish to follow the same route to acquire the game, I recommend you perform your due diligence to make sure you are getting a safe copy of the software and confirm that it is legal to do so in your respective jurisdiction. To my knowledge, this title is truly abandoned and has no formal rights or ownership by any party anywhere, but I cannot legally claim or confirm that. Also bear that in mind if you do manage to find a copy of the game for sales anywhere. If you find the game available, remember that none of the money that you pay will go to the developer at this point. Along the same vein, if the physical copy you buy is fake or defective, you will have no recourse to acquire a corrected version from the original manufacturer. So make sure you are paying a price you can reasonably risk for what could possibly be a bad faith copy of the game. And please don't pay anyone who is charging a premium to sell this game, short of a signed developer copy or something like that. All right, all that being said, let's take a look at the movies. Okay, so we're starting a new game. There are 3 modes. There's the online mode, which I've never touched. There's the game mode, which is what we're doing. It's the career mode. It's the preferred or the game mode that they envisioned for you. And then there's a sandbox mode, which is, I believe, is basically infinite money. I wouldn't recommend that, especially for your first playthrough, because I think the game is much more organic and challenging if you are limited by your funds and have to follow the conventions that everybody else has to follow in the game, which is to keep everybody happy, make the most successful or more successful products than your competitors. And if you have infinite money, that becomes way too easy. So I definitely prefer the career mode, and let's jump in.
Welcome to the dawn of the movie industry. The year is 1920, and your new studio's success lies in your hands. You must guide it to greatness. You must create the biggest movies and employ the most famous stars as you strive to reach the summit of the studio charts and reap the rewards of victory. First, build a thriving studio. Hire wannabes and nurture them into your stars. Make the movies that'll get the big bucks rolling in and clean up at the awards. Then, with every award you win, with every success you enjoy, your studio's reputation will grow. Soon, stars from rival companies will flock to your studio, and you'll unlock new technologies, scenes, and sets to make your movies better than ever. So what are you waiting for? You've got a suitcase full of cash and a world of possibilities before you. Now get out there and start making your dreams come true. Because in the movie industry, anything is possible.
Welcome to your new movie studio. Okay, before you open the studio, you'd better set up some of the essentials. The first building you'll need is a stage school for hiring your staff. That's it. Now left-click on the Sparkling Facilities branch. You can place the stage school anywhere by left-clicking at the desired location. Go ahead, give it a try.
So you notice when the game wants you to do something, there will be a sparkling indicator somewhere on the screen where it wants you to click, or there will be a trail of stars that lead you where it wants you to go. So very first thing you build is a stage school. This is where you hire your actors and your directors for all your productions. I don't know why well, I do know what starts it is. This is just the tutorial. But I know in all the years that I've played this game, I always did the same thing. I would always center the stage school right in front of the entrance. So it's the first thing you see. Place it a little bit far away so you have a space in front of it to kind of accent it, give it a little bit.
Great! To build the stage
view.
school, you'll need to hire a builder at the staff office by the studio gate. Now click and hold down the... Now hire them. Great. Builders
first
perform
builder.
any building and maintenance duties automatically, so you can leave them to it. Fantastic. While the stage school is
builders
being
and
built,
one janitor.
you can use this time to sort out the rest of the buildings you'll need.
And I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm going to round this out. So, if I'm doing this right, this will give us a nice little quad or courtyard right in front of our stage school. That looks pretty square. And we'll put some seating. If you hold shift, you can precisely place your objects. So if you're trying to center them and they're at a seam between grid cells, then this is the way to center roughly. Yeah, it looks good. Center your objects. Do the same for this edge. And place one centered here. And I guess for the symmetry, here. That looks good. Now you notice this, there's this grid, this green dot pattern over this area. This is the appeal of the area. So the greener it is, the more appealing it is to the people that are in that area, the more pleased they are. That it's a positive effect on the mood. You'll see red dots in areas that are not as pretty, not as cultivated, or otherwise are, in the midst of less desirable buildings or objects. So that's one of the ways that you're going to have to manage your people and manage the moods and manage your layouts so that you don't have a large groups of these red dots, amassing anywhere that is interfering with your ability to please and appeal to your workers and your talent, your stars and directors and everybody. All right, so what does it want me to do now? Stage school is being built. Well, it's built. You can use this time to sort out the rest of the buildings you'll need.
Okay, now build a casting office.
All right, let's
You'll
build a
need this for
casting office.
assigning stars to your movies. Just follow this. You can rotate a building by holding down the left mouse button and moving the mouse around in a circle. Try this now.
Okay. Now, one of the things I tend to do is I will put my production buildings. I have to put it up here. I think that's fine there.
Great! Now build a crew facility. Every movie needs a crew to operate the filming equipment.
Let me see if I can center this a little bit better. Okay, that's better. And I want to, where is it? There. Yeah, that's fine. What's next? Crew facility. So as I was saying, I like to put all my production buildings on one side, and then all my stage and well, besides stage, what is there? Services on the other side. So before I place that building, I think I need to round out the pathing over here. Yeah. Put one more there. And then I want to establish a path here. I wonder, can I do this? I think I can fit something in here later. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to try. This way I have kind of a running path here. I meant to do that here, but I didn't quite establish this line so well because of this building. So this is probably fine. Left click to place, right click to remove, and let's place the building now. They want a crew facility, right? Yeah.
Okay, you'll also need a set. Left click on the sets icon, then select the stage set.
Don't do that. You also right click to deselect the tool that you have selected. So if you're trying to deselect the tool while you're over the same tile that you've selected to lay, it assumes you want to remove that tile rather than deselect the tool. So keep that in mind. All right, we need to build a stage set.
Left click on the sets icon, then select the stage set.
Now all of these stage sets you see with the hammers, these are expansion items. I don't recommend you start building these just yet, even though, you know, the affordable ones, because well, just wait until you're ready to invest. You probably will start with the set Future Accelerator RV, but follow the career path first and make sure you have the sets that they expect you to have, because they're important to the scripts that they give you at the start of the game. All right, so like I said, I like to put my stage production area items on this side of the stage school. So I think that will be fine.
Finally,
that.
build a production office. You'll need this to release your movie.
I'm sure it's fine. All right, and they want the production office, right? Yep.
Excellent. Now you've got all the buildings you need for your movie, you can look at improving the studio environment. Okay, that'll do for now. Remember to lay down more paths as the studio expands.
So because I skipped ahead a little bit and started building my paths out already, I'm already ahead of that piece, and it's about telling me that the landscaping is fine too.
Okay, time to move on. Remember to place down more ornaments as the studio expands.
All right.
Excellent. The studio is now ready. Carry on improving things if you wish, and when you're ready, you can open the studio.
Okay, they should be finishing these last two buildings pretty quick.
Are you ready to open the studio?
Why not? Let's go.
Congratulations! The studio is officially open.
Good morning, dear listeners. You are tuned in to KMBS Wireless on a frequency of 121.5, and I am your wireless announcer, Mr.
Oh, she beat you.
Thank you for joining me on such a beautiful day.
We have Ramona Wilhelmsen,
It would appear we have a new movie
19 years old, looks okay, physique's not so great. She has a lot of comedy experience, though. This is kind of rare.
Why not take us
Usually,
over to the beach?
usually they don't have a lot of experience when they come to our studio.
Remember, unlike
So we were definitely picking her up.
good voice to be
19 years old, good looks. You know, you'd like that physique to
Okay,
get higher.
time to make your first movie. You won't get far without an actor and a director, so select a couple of appropriate wannabes at the stage school.
So at this point, we're trying to figure out, we know we want her, we just don't know if we want her as an actor or as a director. Both fields pull from the same pool of talent. So if we go with one of these as our director, he's got some comedy experience. Yeah. I think we want her for our actor.
Hire a person by dropping them in the Create Actor. Now you just need a director. Bear in mind that a director won't appear in front of the camera, so their skills and character are more important than their appearance.
Okay, so I think we want him for the director. He's got some comedy experience as well.
That's it. Okay, time to move on.
It's not a lot of comedy experience, but he's got some. And the very first script that you get is a comedy script.
Now everyone knows a great movie starts with a great script. Luckily, time to get this movie started. Left-click and hold to pick up the script. Follow the stream to the casting office where you can get your new stars to rehearse the script. Okay, your movie now needs a cast and a director. Let's start by assigning your new director.
So your stars appear over here. Your staff appear over here. You can select through which kind of staff you're looking at. So these are our builders, this is our janitor, and then these are our talent. With the masks, that's the actor. With the boom, that's the director. So we're going to take the director by left clicking and dragging, and then we're going to drop him on the
Now
director.
cast your new actor.
work or a
Same thing for the actor. We just pull her out
The stars have now
Drop her
started
in.
rehearsing the script.
wherever she
This will
is
help
in
boost
the
the final quality
studio.
of the movie.
It just places her on your cursor, and you're able to assign her where you want. Now we're going to have to hire some crew. Here's our new crewman coming now, lobbying for the job. It doesn't matter who. I mean, later you'll want to get the people with the best skill, but most of the time you're going to be creating or developing their skill
Available crew will fill any required crew positions,
With
so
your
you don't need to
productions.
assign them. Look at the movie to see how rehearsal is progressing.
So you click on it or you highlight it, and you can see how rehearsal is progressing. You can actually watch the rehearsal, but the game is very, micro at the beginning. But once you get going
All right,
and have
rehearsal
multiple
of the script
productions at
has
the same
finished.
time,
It's time to
it becomes
shoot
a much
your
more
movie.
macro management
Place it
experience.
in the shoot it room of the casting office.
All right, this one's ready to go.
Your
Shoot
movie
it.
is now shooting. Go to the stage set to follow its progress.
And each of these productions, if you click on it, you see that this has a 3-scene shooting schedule. They're all using
The
the
stars and
stage,
crew you selected will assemble at the set, ready for shooting to begin.
and the sequence for each of the phases of the shooting schedule.
Check what
are the
everyone is
exact same.
doing by looking at the cast and crew information bubble on the movie.
So even though they're all filming at the same stage 3 different times, they were going to set up,
Now it's gone on my jacket cover.
prep, and then film for each one. So there's no efficiency for using the same scene, the same stage over and over again to film
The
your
first
your
scene is now
production.
being
It
shot.
takes just as much
You
time
can
as
see
if
the overall movie
you use 3
progress in the
different
movie's
stages.
information
The only thing that
bubbles.
affects the production time beyond that is how far away those stages are from each other. I keep saying stage. It's a stage set. It's a set. How far the sets are from each other is what I should say. Now you'll notice you have a icon when you're on the set. You can actually click it, can't you? Or maybe they won't let you
Scenes that
during
are
this
still to
part.
be shot are displayed in the movie's shooting schedule bubble. Each scene shows which set it will be shot on.
Cut!
Okay, eventually, once
now
you're
you
through
can continue to follow the movie's
the opening
progress.
tutorial, you should be able to click that icon and actually see what the camera's seeing in raw footage of what they're recording or what they're filming in preparation to create this production. Later on, there's editing, there's rewrites, there's reshoots, and all of that going on, just like in normal stage productions, but film productions.
In preparation for your next movie, build the new set that has become available. This will help to keep the public interested in your movies.
The Wild West Saloon.
Action!
Okay, while the movie is shooting, it's worth looking after the rest of the studio. Look around the studio for information icons and the corresponding tips.
Let me share what tips. I didn't see any tips.
Cut! It's a wrap!
All right, so they just wrapped the second scene. I just need to film one more scene and we're ready to go with this first production. Okay, so this is the film view of what they're recording. Now, the camera isn't actually this good, so this is actually a clearer picture than what you'll see in the final production. But this is what they're capturing with the camera, basically. Now later, you'll be able to make changes to it, make your own, directorial edits and such to affect how your productions look. There's a whole genre of productions that people have made in this game to recreate real movies.
Cut!
Oh, that's right.
It's a wrap.
So if you ever want to take a look at a set, you can double click on it to see a fly-through, a dynamic view of the set as it's meant to be experienced. I don't know if they have something for the, yeah. Even the stage set has its own fly-through. The stage set is as basic as it gets. It's just a basic stage with a backdrop, and that backdrop can be changed to anything.
Shooting has finished on your movie, and it's now ready for release at the production office.
All right, so this is our production office. This is our parking lot. This is where our productions will go once they're ready to be post-produced. So later you'll have a post-production office that'll allow you to add special effects, make changes, make further edits, pre-screen movies, so you can get a feel for how they'll review. Like we can review this now. And each of these is in relation to an aspect of the movie. So this one is referring to our director. He is not very skilled with filming comedy. He's got some basic skill in there, but that's it. It's better than nothing, but he's still not great at it. And his mood, I think his mood is probably fine, but he probably wasn't overjoyed, which is something you can do. If you can keep your talent at their maximum mood or happiness setting, that does affect their performance. And there's no way to do that at the start of the game. So that probably did affect his performance as well. The rest of these are actually rather good. They may not be overly positive, but they're at least neutral. Well, this one's very positive. So this refers to the quality of your set. This refers to your actor's fit. So Ramona was a good fit for this role. She's experienced in comedy, so that helped us a lot. We got lucky with her. Most of the time, your actors don't have hardly any skill in any genre when they first start out at the beginning of the game. So apparently our actor and our director get along really well, so we're going to want to keep that going. We're going to want to improve that, actually. The script, we don't have any control over that, but this is showing you, or this is showing the review based on the quality of the scripts that you're using. And then the final one is the overall quality of the movie. So it looks like we're going to get some good return on this one. We're just going to drop it in release. Now you might notice that this view is a little choppy and cut off in places. That's because this game is over 20 years, almost 20 years old, and it was designed for a 4:3 screen. There were no wide screens back then. There was no 16:9 aspect ratio, not in the consumer market. So it wasn't even considered when this game was designed. And in that regard, the game hasn't really aged well. You can modify the game using the registry. You'll have to modify the registry in order to work around that. But doing so, you can adjust to at least a 16:9 aspect ratio. I wouldn't recommend going above that. The wider you go, the more choppy this gets. I have a 32:9 monitor, but because of this game's limitations, I am registry limiting it to a play in a window. It's normally a legacy full screen application, and it's an old school legacy full screen application, meaning it's all CPU bound. Graphics accelerators help to a certain extent, but it doesn't use any shaders or any of the modern technology that graphics cards provide today. So I'm playing, forcing it in a screen, and I'm forcing it to a 16:9 aspect ratio, and that gives us this quality. If you go to a 21:9, or if you try to play it in a 32:9, literally half of the text will just be cut off. All right. So if you want to, you can actually click on the eye icon and watch the production that you just produced. And that's it. Now there's a lot to, process there. The quality of the cameras, the quality of the sets, all of those are things that you can control over time in the game. You can help to research better cameras, or as time progresses and technology advances, you can just buy better cameras over from somebody else. Those sort of things, they tend to update themselves over time, but there are some things you can do in the game to kind of speed that up to an extent. You're not going to be able to have like digital quality cameras by the 1970s era or anything like that, but the technology will progress organically with you as you progress through the game, and the quality of your productions will improve as a result. All right, so with your productions, every time you complete a project, it has effects on the statuses of your workers, anybody who was part of that production. So that's your director, your actors, your extras, which is another type of actor. There wasn't any in this production, but you'll usually have them in future productions, and then your crew. So all of that adds up to cost, so the investment you put into the production versus what you expect to get out, or versus what you end up making on the production, I should say. So stress went up very slightly for the two as a result of working on this project. Their experience went up. He got a significant amount of experience. It doesn't look like a lot, but that's a significant amount and on par with what you should expect for the game when they're first starting out. And changes to their star rating. So nothing changing there just yet, but over time, this is how you build, massive stars. You want the best stars with the best ratings, and you put all the best ones together in the most maxed out productions that you can make. And that's how you really achieve success in this game. And it's a really, really fun, ambitious way to play. to be able to get to that point where you can do that. Okay, now these again are the same reviews that we saw before. These are just the official reviews for the production post-release. The only way that you can change these from what you saw before when we put the production in review is to send that film to post-production and make changes there to affect whatever sort of changes we want to make based on the initial reviews. But since we just took it straight from review to release, we got the same results.
Excellent. Your first movie has been released. Releasing a movie has given you some recognition, and you're now listed in the official industry charts.
Okay, so we have the 6th best movie. We have the 9th best director and the 8th best actor. And we are the 5th best production company, studio. I mean, spoiler alert, there's only 5 production companies. But still, we're in the top 5. So there's that. And as I'll show you here in a minute, when the game tells me to, it's actually quite easy to change that rating. So right now you see this green bar. This is their mood. This is their happiness. If you can keep them in this right side bubble on the right of this second dash here, this is their best possible mood. So she just dropped below that. So we'll want to find a way to improve that for her before we start her working on the next production. But he's still in it. You see the yellow arrows indicating that they're going down. They usually come out with a high, especially if it's a good reviewed production. That affects their mood. It's something that encourages you to take advantage of that by throwing them into another production right away. But that will also affect their mood. So it becomes a delicate balance of how hard you want to work them and how hard you want to make them happy. And over time, that becomes, the real challenge of the game. So we've gone up. I think this movie is actually doing better than most movies will do for you at the beginning of the game. So, like I said, we got a little lucky in that regard. But the other thing that you can do is, well, let's see.
Your studio's chart rating is based on the movies you release, the stars you employ, and the overall status of your studio.
And that's the key, the status of your studio.
The bigger your stars, the higher your studio rating. The better your movies, the higher your studio rating.
So now you notice we went up to
view
third,
the star, movie, and
we dropped
studio
back down
charts,
to 4th again.
let's click on the rosette.
Yeah, we've already done that. And now we're 3rd again. So our movie is competing with some other movies right now, and that's affecting our rating. That's the only thing that's really changing right now is how much our movie is making compared to the others. Is our movie still the top 6?
Now that you have a movie out and some money in the bank, it's time to take a closer look at your stars and staff.
Car has had a slight accident.
Closer look at your stars and staff.
Your employees need good sanitation, so place down some restrooms to improve your studio rating.
That's what I wanted to try and put here. Yeah, that works.
Your employees need good catering provisions too. A snack van will do for now.
And I think a snack van would go well over here.
Great. This will raise not only your catering rating, but your overall studio rating too.
So yeah, we're already 3. I expect we'll probably be 2 by the time we finish building these buildings. And if our movie continues to make decent money, we might actually go up to 1st. Oh, our movie dropped down to 7th, so we're starting to lose steam there. it didn't change. Oh, they have a lot more prestige on their lot all of a sudden. All right. Well, normally you see more fluctuation here, but each game is very much random and very different. Now, it told me to do so. It also says it here. Put a star on the snack van line to let them chill out with a bite to eat. Let's do this for the director. So you see there are icons around the buildings. These wrenches are obviously for your builders. It allows them to perform maintenance on the buildings. Buildings have wear and tear. All buildings have wear and tear, and that affects their quality rating. And over time, if you're not proactively repairing the buildings, that lowers your prestige, your studio prestige, and that lowers your rating overall. So that goes in hand with the other aspects of the game that are designed around managing mood, profitability, and those things. So in addition to those, you have these, the people icons. This is the interaction for your talent, your crew. And this particular one, you can actually queue up several people. So if you wanted, you could grab her and place her on the same thing, and she would actually take her place in line behind him until he was done. But because we already sent her here, I'm not going to do that again. There is such a thing as overeating in the game, and that's another thing you have to manage.
She doesn't say how old she is. In my experience, women who don't are all old biddies.
Okay,
Happy stars make better movies. If you want a star to perform well in a movie, you need to make sure they're happy.
yep.
And their mood bar shows you how happy they are. When the mood bar goes beyond the upper threshold line, it will glow green. This means a star is very happy. When the mood bar goes below the lower threshold line, it will glow red. This means a star is very unhappy. Unhappy stars could cause you problems, so look out for the red emergency icons.
Yeah. So most of the time, you're
One aspect of a star's mood is how they feel about their image. Try hovering over your stars to see how they feel.
oh, excuse me. So
One
one
way
of
to
the
improve a star's image is to give them a makeover. To do this, you'll need to build a makeover department first.
I apologize. That's what I'm trying to say is that obviously you want to avoid the red. You want to get them into that green as much as possible. But most of the time you'll have to just settle for having them in this neutral area. And that's fine for the most part, but it's not going to get you the best possible results. Those best possible results are rare. You're usually not going to have every one of your cast members in that top tier when they're part of a production, or they're not going to stay there. So you're just trying to do the best you can to make sure that they're as positive as possible for the task at hand. All right, so this bar shows how a star feels about their image. The higher the image, come on, show it to me. The higher the image, the higher the bar, the happier they are. He's also got a fashion that he's very happy with. It's very high. If you right click on them, you get basically all of their details. Okay, so we need a makeup department, right?
Remember, you can rotate a building by holding the left mouse button and moving the mouse around in a circle. You can drop builders around the sides of the building to speed up construction if you want.
That's right, so you can actually pick up your builders.
Use the arrows above the star icons to view your other staff types. Staff icons can be used in the same way as star icons. Okay, While the makeover department is being built, try placing a few more ornaments around your studio.
Do I really need to? I thought I was fine with my ornaments. I love my little quad here. We can put down some more grass. Improve the look of this area.
KMVS, broadcast invisibly over the entire city area and completely
Okay, the makeover department is built. Pick up a star whose image you want to improve.
Who needs more image work? Probably her.
Okay, drop a star in the makeover room to enter the makeover screen. Or use the auto room if you don't mind what a star wears.
I don't mind what she wears.
An auto makeover allows a star to decide what they want to wear. It takes some time, but will keep a star happy with their image.
You're listening to KMVS, music and interesting speech throughout the day. Please don't touch that dial.
Think her rating went up? That's what it sounded like. She's definitely happy with her image.
Okay, make sure all your stars are happy with their image. When you're ready to move on, click on this bubble.
Give them an auto
Okay,
makeover.
make sure all your stars are happy with their great. Remember to revisit the makeover department if any stars are unhappy with their image in future.
In the future, yeah.
As you can imagine, the more successful your stars become, the more money they want.
Yes.
Hover over one of your stars to see how they feel about their salary. If you want to give a star a raise, take them to the production office.
It was once in Shakespeare's Hamlet, you know. I played a rat scurrying around the Danish palace.
She appears to be the least happy
To review
with her.
star salaries, place a star in the finance room in the salary screen. You can adjust your star's pay to improve their.
All right, now this is a very delicate balance. The more you pay a star, the more that affects the other moods of the other stars, especially if they feel like they are not being paid fairly compared to their peers.
Mood. As a star's rating increases, they'll demand higher pay. Stars can become jealous of their colleagues too, if
Exactly.
treated unfairly. At some point, your stars will begin to get bored and will need something new to do. Have a look at your star's information bubbles to see how bored they are. If the boredom bar falls below the threshold line, a star will become very bored, which will affect their mood. The bar will gradually go down when a star has no work.
Now you notice that their boredom bar has that threshold at a different location. Some stars can be very easy to become bored, while others are very difficult. And in this case, he has a very low boredom threshold, meaning that it takes a lot for him to become bored. You have a lot of time to work with him.
Making
Whereas her,
movies
she
is a good
becomes
way to
bored more
prevent
easily.
stars from becoming bored and will keep them happy. Why not start making another movie now?
I saw my old
You've acquired another script, which can be found at the studio gates.
All right, this one is
Remember
romance.
to follow the guiding streams and read the information bubbles to see what you need to do. This movie has some minor roles that you can fill with extras. You can hire extras at the stage school.
Jenny Armstrong, she has some horror and sci-fi experience. This is a romance picture. I'm going to use him as the extra.
Available
wanna hold
extras
on
will
her
automatically fill any minor roles in your
And hire
movies.
her.
They'll gain genre experience, and you can turn them into stars if you think they're good enough.
8 intrepid pilots today announced their intention to fly around the world in planes.
Yeah, I should have made her
Hoping
the
to
extra.
utilize cutting-edge aviation technology that'll propel their crafts through the sky at speeds nearing 7 miles per hour, the plucky octet
What?
believe they'll be back in time for lunch if they get up extra early and skip breakfast.
We're going to make her the extra. She's got some great skill, and we don't want to lose it.
Remember to place a movie in the shoot it room when it's ready to shoot.
If she becomes, more appealing, we can always elevate her to a star.
When I was a theater player, I could act so much better.
Ready to shoot? Let's shoot it.
Okay, your second movie is now shooting. Follow the movie if you want to make sure everything goes to plan.
All right. So
Keep an
Sue's
eye on
handle
your
starts on the
star's moods
stage, and then
during
it moves to
shooting.
the Wild West
If
mood
a
set.
star's mood bar is glowing green, they will give a great performance. But if it's glowing red, they'll give a very bad performance.
We have no business making romance movies right now. We have no skill in that arena. This is not going to be a great movie.
Action! Cut! It's a wrap!
I see that the movie is being used. I'm making more motion pictures as I speak.
There are some new sets available to build, which will help add variety to your future movies and keep the public interested. But keep an eye on your finances.
As long as our finances keep going up, I'm happy. This is a big one. The other thing you'll notice is that your sets tend to have a theme. So you want to try and keep all the themes together for the most part. Your Wild West, your modern, your alien, sci-fi, etc.
It's a wrap!
changed her hair for this one. Is she playing the same character? I'm sure she is.
Ah, yes. How delightful. I suspect the next piece of music will be something disappointing.
I'm building it. There, it's done.
Movies can be themed around one of 5 different genres: action, comedy, romance, sci-fi, and horror. Making movies of different genres and using different sets will keep your movies fresh and interesting.
I'm not really sure what those clouds represent. It could be their relationship, it could be their stress. The fact that they bounce between the two would indicate that, to me, it's probably their rapport. So the longer stars and directors work together, the more rapport they develop, the better they are together. But only if they get along and like each other. If it's opposite, if they don't like each other, then their performances get worse and worse over time. Just 3 scenes.
Action! Cut! You are
It's
currently
a wrap.
hearing KMVS.
Now, for the most part, the productions you're going to see in the game are approximations. They're not really full-blown movies, obviously, since they tend to run between 3 to 5 minutes. As a result of that, you're only going to see like 3 to 5 scenes for any of the productions that the game itself produces. However, you can make your own productions, and you can have as many scenes as you want to tell the story that you want to tell. Again, people have used this game to recreate movies in their entirety using just the technology from this game. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's rather impressive what they can do with this 20-year-old sim. All right, let's go ahead and review this. Yeah, this is going to be not so good for us. We're not good at making romance movies at all at this point, but we have no means to affect any changes, so we're just going to release it. Our set quality is still great. Do we want to watch it? I'll let you watch it if you decide to play the game. This is also a more expensive movie to make. All right, our director is getting more popular. Excuse me. Oh, we probably need to archive this. Yeah. So once a movie stops making money, you want to archive it. It costs money to run movies, and if they're not producing any income, then it makes no sense to keep running them. So you just archive them, pulling them off the market, and that's how you manage. That's how you finish managing a production once it's been released. All right, so they're very happy with their works now.
Every star gains experience while working on a movie based upon the genre of the movie being made. A more experienced star will give a better performance.
All right, your stars have some experience already. Hover over a star to see what genres they have experience in. So this is what we've been talking about. We've been developing his comedy and romance experience. He already has some action experience from his previous efforts, his previous job. And again, if you right-click on them, you can see everything that's been exposed for them already. Now, they're going to add a few more things to things like status as you progress through the beginning of the game, but we're still in the beginning of the game, and they're still teaching us all the nuances and aspects of the game that we have to manage. There's a lot of things going on underneath the hood of this game, and so this is their way of kind of guiding you through it by playing the game and hopefully having a good time while you're doing it.
Fantastic! Your latest movie has been released. This should help improve your ratings. To get to the top of the charts, you'll need to focus on improving the star ratings of your stars, movies, and studio. The star rating of a star increases with the success of their movies, their image and salary, and much more.
Yeah, your stars have their own star ratings. Your movies can have their own star ratings as well. It's not just an amalgamation of the quality of the stars that made the movie. It's an amalgamation of the quality of the studio producing the movie as well. And that can include the quality of your sets, the quality of your equipment that you're using to film the movies. All of that plays a part. So it can be really complicated or really easy to get a high star rating for a movie, depending on how you play.
A movie's star rating increases with the quality of the script, the cast and director, their performances, and many other factors. To get more details on what is affecting the star rating of a star, movie, or studio, hover over it in the charts.
Yeah, that's what we see here. So we can actually see how the other production companies are faring in their particular ratings. But really, you want to focus on your ratings. Wherever you're the most deficient, that's where you want to try and correct with, for stars, you want to improve their star rating. For movies, you want to improve their quality. For lot prestige, you want to add more of the ornaments, decorations, and services. And that can improve other factors over time, like the star ratings, or the script quality, the production quality. Like I said, there is a lot of information. There's a lot of things going on underneath the hood of this game.
When part of a star's, movie's, or your studio's rating changes significantly, a message will appear to show you what has changed.
Yeah.
You can get a breakdown of the best and worst features of the studio by reading the studio reviews. At the production office, place the information object in the reviews room.
Oops. So this is one of the quirks of the game. The UI is all around object drag and positioning. So they give you this information object, which you can take and drop in certain areas of the game. Right now, you can only drop them here in the production office, but later you will be able to use them elsewhere. If you drop it in reviews, you'll see all the reviews that pertain to your productions as far as your movies, but also to your stars and to your studio itself. So they rate everything from the quality of your studio lot to the quality of your sets, the quality of your workers, their overall mood. All of that can be incorporated or represented in a review. Same thing for finance. You can drop your information object here to gain more in-depth details about your income, your outcome, and everything in between. So we have a very clean studio. Our movie ratings aren't so great yet. Our catering is on par. We have enough food trucks for all of our workers. Your maintenance studio's money rating, so we're not really raking in the cash just yet, and the ratings of the stars. So those are the things we tend to have to work on over time. Right, not right away, but right from the start, we tend to head down that road.
After making a movie, stars usually need some time to relax. An overworked star is not a happy star, and stress could lead to bad behavior and further problems.
Yep.
Hover over a star to see their stress. Stars can de-stress in various ways. A snack ban is a good place for now.
I think we need another janitor. I'm seeing a lot of wear on our lot where there should be more green. A janitor can help with that by maintaining those areas. That's what she's doing here. All right.
With time, you'll acquire new facilities in which your stars can de-stress. Certain ornaments can also help stars to relax.
Like benches.
Okay, for your next movie, you'll need to write your own script.
This is
With
where
the
the game
industry
starts to
beginning
get
to
interesting.
grow and competition rising, scripts won't just materialize at your front gates.
All right, so I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, we will get into script writing. Thanks for watching, and be sure to, follow, like, subscribe, whichever platform you watch me on. And, until the next time, be safe.